What's up YouTube? It is August 28th and it is 3:48 in the afternoon. I've not long finished work and it's been probably a couple of weeks or almost a couple of weeks since I last recorded. And I wanted to just come on and have a quick chat with you guys about what's been going on. So I hope you're all well and let's get straight into the video. So the last video I did was me talking about the consistency challenge that I was on and what the plans were going forward. And so for the consistency challenge, I wanted to drink 2 litres of water a day, which I was able to maintain throughout the whole time, right until the end, the last few days where I went away to South Wales. And I knew that I wasn't going to be drinking as much water because I didn't want to be out and about like a tourist looking for toilets every minute. So I decided against doing the 2 litres a day. And then I kind of fell off. And although I did say, oh, let's just let it run for more than a month, I decided to not focus so much on that. And we'll get into that. I also wanted to get into the gym consistently, which I did not do. And I wanted to stick to my fasting schedule, which I partially did. Now, in relation to the gym, I don't know if it's laziness or me being very busy or a combination of both, but I wasn't very consistent with going to the gym. However, in the last, I'd say, couple of weeks, I have been very consistent with the gym. So I don't know why I struggled so much when I was deep into the consistency challenge and when I was recording. I don't know. Last couple of weeks, I've been into the gym very consistently, I might say, to the point where it must have been 4 days in a row. So last week I lost 10.5 pounds and that brought me down to 204 pounds and I was ecstatic and I was going to the gym quite a lot that week and I was doing mainly legs but also arms. And I was just walking past the mirror after a shower and I looked at my arms and I was like, wow. Now I know I do put muscle on quite fast, but the way my arms looked, I was like, this is crazy, right? And then last night, or was it the night before last, I was lying in bed watching TV as you do before you go to sleep. And I just put my hand on my thigh and it was like rock hard. And I was like, what? So it's kind of motivated me to want to continue with this whole weightlifting consistency thing. And then with fasting, I broke a few fasts. I was quite, it was on and off, but last week I definitely was really good with my fasting. And now we're at a place where I did mention this in the last video. I want to just, okay, so the last, I'd say week or 2 weeks, I haven't been recording. And that's because I wanted to just put the camera down and focus on just doing what I'm supposed to do without the pressure of, let me pick up the camera and showing them what I'm doing. And that is what I ultimately want to do, but I felt a lot of pressure. And when I kind of took that pressure off me, I was feeling really good about last week. And so, as I spoke about in my last video, I wanted to do rolling 72s throughout September. And I think we're in a perfect place. We're a couple of days before September and I've been doing a lot of fasting and weightlifting and stuff. So I feel like I've prepared myself well to jump into some rolling 72s. Now, like I said, I was 204 pounds at the end of last week. The beginning of this week, it said 207. And on my weekend refeeds, I was like so proud of myself. I didn't eat throughout the day. I did OMAD. I was going for long walks. I was going to the gym. So I knew straight away that the scale was inaccurate. And I've spoken about this, must be a dozen times on this channel. But it's important that I say this to anybody new. If you're weightlifting and the scale is going up, do not beat yourself up. It's likely, highly likely, that it's the muscle and it just weighs more. Go by what you look like and measurements. Hence why I've just had a delivery. I've bought myself this one. I don't really need. The need to shout outside the window, darling. This one I don't really need, but this one I'm going to be using it to check my body measurements weekly, because even though I know the scale isn't accurate, that doesn't stop it from affecting my mood sometimes when I know I'm putting in a lot of work and the scale is going up and up and up. So we need a different way, non-scale victories. And so I printed this off. Now, I don't know if you can read it. It basically says RFRs, that's me, RadhiyaFrancisRiley, RFRs body measurements over 5 weeks, which takes us until the end of September, which by my calculation should also take me to goal weight. And I'm not going to decide whether I'm at my goal weight based on what the scale says. It's going to be based on how I look, because I know in here how I want to look in my clothes. And so I have been saying 160, 160, and I think it is 160 pounds. But now that we know I'm building a lot of muscle, it might not be 160, it might say 170 on the scale, but I look how I want to look. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I say that we're not going to focus too much on the scale now. Anyway, so down here, it's where it says body part. So I have my upper arm, my bust, chest, waist, stomach, hips, thigh and calf. And then the first date would be today, August. I haven't done it yet. I'm going to do my measurements for today, and then a week later, and all the way until the end of September. And so that's why I bought this. It was only £3, I believe. So not bad at all. And it's going to be a lot more accurate than getting on the scale, right? So that's that. Now, today I have been invited to do an interview. And in that interview, I plan to talk about my journey, basically, fasting and weight loss and just my journey. And so I will try and record it on here. You know, I will record it on here for you guys. So if you keep watching, you will see my interview. Aside from that, though, I just want to remind you, in case you want to get involved, September 1st, all the way through September, I'm going to be doing rolling 72s. Now, I did say I was going to do the consistency challenge, and then I was going to finish it off with rolling 72s to goal weight. I'm hoping goal weight is the end of September, but if it ends up being the end of October, that's what it is. But I think it will be the end of September if I'm consistent in this. Guys, I'm really sorry to interrupt, but could you just do me a really quick favour? Just quickly press like and subscribe if you are enjoying my content or if you're finding it beneficial at all. I mean, it costs nothing, it's free, and it helps out the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks, sweets. So you might not want to do rolling 72s. You might want to do, and for those who don't know, rolling 72s is 72-hour fasts, refeeding in 3 or 4 hour window. And then for me, because the window depends on what you want to do, right? But I find that if I eat too much, so let's say I eat in a 5 hour window, it's just too much food and I don't feel great, and I find it difficult to get into another fast, and it's just a lot. So I've worked out my sweet spot is 3 to 4 hours refeed window. And then you jump back into a 72-hour fast. That's what it's called, rolling 72s. Now, for me personally, I do that throughout the week, and on a Saturday and a Sunday, I do OMAD, 1 meal a day with the gym, and that still keeps my weight either maintained or I still drop. But that's how I do mine, rolling 72s throughout the week, and then OMAD, 1 meal a day on a Saturday and Sunday. You might want to do alternate day fasting, which is eating every other day. Or you might want to do intermittent fasting, which is where you eat within a certain time frame for the day and then you fast the rest. A popular one I know is where people eat between 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. and then they fast. A lot of that time is sleeping anyway. But basically you pick your schedule and then you just do that throughout September. If your goal is health, if your goal is weight loss, whatever your goal is, it's something that, you know, we're doing it as a group. So you can be consistent, you can check in with each other. I do have a fasting group and it is linked in the description box. I have found very, 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 very little interaction. I'm not sure why. There are a couple of people on there, and hi guys, thank you for being consistent and taking part in the group. I know other people might be shy or fall off and feel like they can't comment, but honestly, it's a safe place. So if you do want to join my fasting group on Facebook, it's not a fasting group actually, it's a health and mindset group, but a lot of the times I'm fasting and that's where we share things. But anyway, if you do want to join that group, go down into the description box and you will see a link to that. Otherwise, enjoy the interview, it's coming next. And yes, from now on, my content will be my usual lifestyle stuff, but also I'll be showing you what I'm eating on a refeed, what exercises I'm doing on a refeed, how I'm feeling, my measurements, how that comes down and all that. So If you're not subscribed, guys, please, you know what to do. Just subscribe. It's free. Thank you for watching the video. Press like if you like, and I'll see you in the next one.
We could if we put it on there, but we can't because I haven't put it on there.
Yeah. That'd be a good way to check the stats, isn't it?
Yeah, but I can check the stats afterwards.
2 minutes? Don't.
We've got the news first. Got the news first. The news.
Okay, good.
First time on the radio?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
First of many.
Probably will enjoy it.
She does YouTube channels. I don't know why she's even
No, it's different. You can edit. You can be in control.
That's true.
I'm not in control.
It's a bit of a cheat because I think even when some people edit radio shows.
Okay.
Rather than do it live. Yeah, and record and then put it on.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, Radhiya.
Yeah. Silent H.
Yeah, I know the maths. I know.
That one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. This is Cornita Taylor. Can't forget my voice. So, as always, I have a guest with me. So, we're going to be asking her a few questions. Welcome, Radhiya.
Hi there.
So, hi, Radhiya. How's your day?
It's okay, thanks. Not long finished work. Just rushing to get here, but I'm here. I'm all good.
Oh my God. Bless her. In the rush hour.
Yeah, it was a little bit trafficy.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a few questions to Radhiya. Radhiya has a YouTube channel where what we're going to discuss right now, you will find out. So, Radhiya, how would you sum yourself up in one word?
I'd say driven. Driven, because I kind of get fixated on things that I'm interested in or I think might benefit someone, and then I just don't really stop until I get there. Okay. So I'll say driven.
I like that one, driven. A really powerful word, driven. That's really good, isn't it? Okay. So when you said like you're driven and by things that you want to do and can benefit other people. Yeah. Can you elaborate on one thing?
Health.
Okay.
Driven in being healthy and helping others to be healthy. That would be main one at the moment, I'd say.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So your background's nurse.
Yes.
Are you currently nursing at the moment, or are you doing something else?
Yeah, I'm currently working as a nurse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And elaborating that, what made you get into nursing?
So initially, actually, I wanted to do drama and dance, and that's what I was doing.
Okay.
Until I fell pregnant at 17, and my mother was like, go and do something else. And so I followed in her footsteps and went into nursing, and I've been there ever since.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. So do you still have passion for drama and dancing?
I do. I have a passion for not drama and dancing, more media and kind of like what I'm doing on the side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So did you do any acting?
Just at college.
Okay.
Little play here and there and at school. Okay. That was fun. I would do it now actually, but it's not a passion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You've got a different avenue now.
Yeah.
I hear that. Okay, so the reason for this interview, I've been watching Radhiya's YouTube channels. I'm very, very interested, and I wanted people to speak to her and ask her questions as well, because she's very knowledgeable, and I want to, get an insight of why she's going to do what we're going to say right now. So what made you get into fasting?
So I did do a bit of fasting here and there as a child, because I was raised a Muslim, and so we did Ramadan. But with that, we fasted most of the day. You still ate right in the morning and in the evening. But this fasting that I'm doing now is not related. And I kind of stumbled upon prolonged fasting by accident. So I woke up one morning with a severe rash. It covered from behind my ears, down my neck, all of my torso, down to maybe my calves. It looked like I'd been burnt. And it was just overnight. I woke up. Could you imagine the shock? And nothing like that ever happened before. It was very sore, very itchy. And as you can imagine, it was a bit like embarrassing. So I called the doctors, as you do, and they said it looked like psoriasis, but they wanted to give me steroid creams and tablets and send me to a specialist, and it could take a while to get to see the specialist. And that's where I started doing research. I wanted to find out the root and then just like for it to never happen again. I didn't want to cover it up with tablets or creams or anything like that. And so upon my research, that's how I came up on fasting. And I learned that the skin is a mirror of the gut. So if you're feeding yourself with nonsense, it's going to reflect in how your skin behaves. And so I started with some straight into prolonged fasting. So it was 3 days here and there. It was dry fasting, so no food, no water. Very difficult, very hardcore. But I wanted my skin clear and to be healthy more than I cared about food at the time. So that's what helped me get through that, because I find it more difficult to do that now.
So you know when you said you woke up and you saw the rash on your body, what age was you?
This is 2018, 19. Not, I was an adult.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And just out of the blue?
Out the blue. Yeah.
Okay. So you know when you said you obviously did your research and everything else. So
Yeah.
did you find out the cause from it, why you actually had the rash?
Okay, so like I said about the gut, so I think I was eating a lot of foolishness, and also I was extremely stressed at the time. So I can't say exactly what it was, but I do think it's a mixture of both.
Okay.
Stress and my diet.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Obviously, you would be definitely scared because obviously you think yourself, what's this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And maybe no warning as well beforehand. So it's not like you had a rash here and a rash there.
No.
It hits you the whole of your body.
Yeah.
So you automatically you're gonna feel, what's this?
Yeah, it was a shock.
Yeah. And obviously going to the doctors and saying we want to give you creams as usual, they want to just cover things up. They don't want to think, oh, let's do some research themselves. Let's just give you that. So no, that's really good. So when you say you do fasting, dry fasting, and obviously you do fasting with water, how many days will you do it for, and what period? Like, do you do it once a week, or you do it every month, or how often?
Is that now or back then?
Back then.
Back then, I did 3-day fasts and then refed with the healthiest things I could find. My mum was getting me fruits and veg, and that was like 3 days, so 72 hours break, 72 hours break. And within 2 weeks, my skin was like nothing happened. And so I wasn't sure still, because it's the first time I had the skin condition and first time I fasted. So I didn't know if it would have gone anyway. And so I just went back to my normal life, didn't I? Eating junk, living how I was living. And then I had what looked like I had before, but it was just on my back. And then I thought, okay, so let's do an experiment. And I did a dry fast for 3 days and it disappeared. And so I thought, okay, so I just decided it's the fasting. And then I loved the weight loss benefits because I was overweight. And so that was my journey, or how I got into prolonged fasting.
Okay, so that was then.
Yes.
And then what are you doing now? That's about 4 years on.
Yeah. So now I've not stopped. Here and there, I'll start, lose 30 pounds, put on 30 pounds. My skin has been fine. I might have the odd rash. The last time I had, I call it a psoriasis type rash because it was never diagnosed, was probably 2 years ago. So, and I believe it's because even though I'm not consistently fasting, I'm always fasting here and there. Now, what I like to do is the 72-hour fasts, because I am still overweight by about 50 pounds, and because of the health benefits and because of the weight loss, that's what I prefer to do. But I might do the odd 1 meal a day or alternate day fast, which is usually 72 hours.
See, I do fasting, but I do intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
So I do from 12 to 8.
Yeah.
And I'm not really a breakfast person anyway, so it doesn't kind of like I'm missing out.
Yeah.
But the 12 to 8, it works for me.
Yeah.
And then also because obviously you're not meant to eat after 8 o'clock. It makes me go to bed early.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like, but obviously when I'm up, you're going to eat. So it's a natural thing.
Yeah.
So I know that if I'm doing anything, I know that I have to eat by 6 o'clock the latest.
Yeah.
Because I'm obviously by 8 o'clock I can't eat. And I'll maybe do that for 2-3 days, and then you kind of body gets used to it.
Yeah.
And then you kind of have to stop because you just say, okay, then I've done 3 days.
Yeah.
I'm back to my normal routine. So okay, we're gonna go on a little break. On the chat at the bottom, if you at the end of the website, if you want to ask any questions, something that you might be fasting yourself or you want to know more about it, this is the time to ask Radhia. So please, while we're on the break, go on a chat and put any questions in there for me, please. And we'll see you in a bit.
It's fine, you can talk now.
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't too bad, was it? Once I get started.
Yeah,
It's all right.
Yeah,
Good questions.
so I'll fit in my groove.
Yeah. 12 seconds. So the mics are on now.
To any new listeners out there, I am interviewing today Radhia, who is talking about fasting. So I'm going to continue asking the questions. If you are listening, can you please put any questions that you have for Radhia on there so you can ask her now while she's here? Yeah. What advice would you give our listeners if they wanted to fast for the first time?
I'd say plan and get into it slowly. Don't just jump into a 3-day fast. Also, I want to give a little disclaimer because what I talk about is quite extreme and it's what I do. And so there's certain times when I wouldn't advise someone to fast for prolonged periods. So if you're really underweight or if you have type 1 diabetes, things like that, I really would suggest you go and speak with a healthcare professional. But for somebody who's fit and healthy and wants to get into fasting, definitely start with trying to clean up your diet a bit first, because what I find is fasting after coming from donuts and unhealthy food, it can be extremely hard because sugar is like crack. So get into it slowly, maybe intermittent fasting, where if you usually eat from morning till night, maybe just start from skipping breakfast and then eating the rest of the day, and then just keep closing that window. The next day you might want to fast from like 12 till 7. And then if you're happy with that, that's fine. Or if you want to go a bit further, you can do OMAD, which is 1 meal a day. So therefore you're fasting for about 23 hours for the day. But if you're happy with intermittent fasting, I'll say just start with just skipping breakfast and try and clean up your diet before going into fasting at all.
Okay. That's good advice, definitely. Because you can't be eating the McDonald's and the KFCs and still want to fast and then make it like it's nothing.
Yeah, I'm not saying I don't eat that stuff, but
but but I hear what you're saying though. Like if you're gonna fast, and I can say because myself, when I didn't understand how fasting worked, is that I will maybe do that and then go to fast and then you're thinking, why do I feel a certain way? Because you can feel sick with fasting.
Yeah.
So you might thinking, oh my God, am I doing the right thing or am I starving your body?
Yeah.
But and fasting is in and I'm sure you can agree with this. Fasting is mentally, physically, emotionally, everything.
Oh yes.
So whatever you're feeling or whatever you're going through, it's gonna rip it, like take it apart.
Yeah.
And I think with the fasting, food is an element why we do it initially, but sometimes, like for example, you had a rash on your body, and that's the reason why you fast.
Yeah.
So you know that it does help to heal.
Yes.
And I think back in the olden ancient times, that's maybe how they did things.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we just we're in the Western side like now, we don't do it, and we should. So it's true what Radhia says. Make sure if you are got any of those illnesses, check with your GP beforehand that you're going to do it, and slowly just put yourself in it. Don't stretch it out like, oh, I need to fast 3 days straight.
Oh yeah, and listen to your body always. Listen to your body. Yeah.
And how like intake of water? What would you say to me? So if it's not doing a dry fast, what intake of water should I?
Just drink water. I always try to do 2 liters. I don't always reach that, but 2 liters. And if I'm doing prolonged fasting, I might throw a bit of salt in the water because you're going to be losing certain electrolytes. So Himalayan salt, or just to make sure that you keep your electrolytes up. But if you're just doing intermittent fasting, you can just drink what you would normally drink. Try and aim for about 2 liters a day.
Okay. So Miss Radhia, who's the first time on the radio, but she's doing really well, really well.
Thank you.
She has a YouTube channel.
Yes.
So what made you decide to do a YouTube channel?
So back then, when I was younger, I started out with media. I went to college for media, and I've always been interested in media. And so with everything, I've been through quite a lot in my life, mentally, physically, with relationships, and I felt like I had a lot to offer. So I thought, okay, if I start a YouTube channel, I can offer advice. It didn't really go that way fully, But it's not too late.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's never too late. Okay. So when you say the YouTube channel, because
Yeah.
you want to speak about things, what at the moment you're currently speaking about now, that, and also where can people find you? Like, how, give them your details where they can tune in and actually watch them yourself.
Okay.
So what are you currently talking about at the moment?
So currently, I do like to put a little lifestyle in there. So if I'm doing like cooking or whatever, I'll put it in there, just day to day, relaxed kind of vibes. But mainly because I'm on a weight loss journey, I'm sharing that.
Okay.
So I'm showing what I'm weighing. I'm going to be going into what my measurements are, what I'm eating. If I'm in the gym, they're in the gym with me.
Okay.
So yeah, just basically my life at the moment whilst trying to lose weight, and then hopefully inspiring others and giving them that motivation as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I have watched Radhiya's YouTube channels. There's a lot. So, and it's very interesting, and I like how you engage as well.
Yeah.
On your videos. So, yeah, definitely tune in. So we're going to ask a few more questions. Just bear with me. So, if you had to give yourself a message to your younger self, what would it be?
It would be know your worth and work on self-worth.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be the message.
Okay. Elaborate a bit more on that.
Yeah, so I think I've allowed myself to be mistreated throughout my life by men. And if I had known my worth, I would have, put a stop to a lot of that. And, the saying, teach people how to treat you. I would have done that a lot earlier. Okay. And a lot of my issues like that I've had with low mood and depression have stemmed from bad relationships. So I think if I knew my worth a lot earlier, I would have put a stop to it a lot of earlier and had maybe, not going to say I didn't have a happy life. I've been having a happy life, but more of a happy life, more of a peaceful life. So yeah, know your worth.
Know your worth.
Yeah.
Powerful. That is very powerful. And I can relate to that too. And I think more, from a younger age, childhood or teenage, when you get into adulthood, you can literally see yourself. And I always say you have to like yourself and love yourself first.
Yeah.
You can't expect someone to love you if you don't love them. And if you don't love them, if you don't love yourself, you can't expect them to love you if you don't show that for yourself. Yeah. So you have to make sure you put yourself first. So yeah, I agree with that statement, definitely. So if you was on a deserted island and you have to bring 3 things, only 3, no cheating, 3, what would you like to bring?
Okay, so I have been asked this before and I didn't have my priorities straight and I thought I needed Vaseline. So we're gonna leave that one off.
Is that for the lips?
Yeah, for the dry lips. I'm gonna go with water. Okay. A knife.
Oh, okay.
And matches.
I think I need to write down everybody's this one, I think this one tops it off. Water, knife, and matches. I can understand the water. I don't understand the knife and the matches.
Okay, so obviously, yeah, the water, because I can fast. We've established that, so I can go a while without food. So I don't know. I've never been on a desert island. Okay. I don't know if there's animals that I can kill.
Okay.
So I'll need the knife
for the food.
To kill.
So to kill the animals.
Yeah.
To eat the.
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
If it goes past a certain amount of time, you're going to need food to survive.
Oh yeah, because you don't know how. Obviously, I didn't tell you how long you're going to be on there for.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then you want to cook, so you need matches.
You also need the oven. So the matches, I don't know. Well, you know what?
Start a fire somewhere, somehow.
It would.
I don't know.
Knife. Oh god. Knife matches. Okay. The knife. No, the killer animal. Poor animal. Never mind.
Oh, I'm a lover, not a hater.
But okay, well, interesting. Yeah, I do definitely need to start writing these down. Okay, so just gonna go back to a little bit to the fasting.
Yeah.
So when you fast, what's your longest one? 72.
The longest one I've done is 5 days dry, but let's not talk about that.
5 days dry.
5 days dry, no water, no food. That was an experiment.
So was you working or was you on holiday?
I was working. But I work from home and I'm sedentary. I'm sitting down. So that's fine. It was me and my friend and we decided let's try a 5-day dry fast.
And you actually fulfilled the 5
I
days?
fulfilled it, all right. I tried, there was a second attempt. The first attempt, I think day 4, I felt my heart racing. I could tell that my potassium levels were low and I had coconut water and watermelon. So I didn't get through the first one. The second one, I did manage it. And it was in the summer, so it was very difficult. Don't do that, guys. It's just what I've done. Don't do it.
I'm looking at her saying, I'm looking at her like thinking, I'm puzzled. Like,
yeah.
I struggle with the 3 days and I'm doing intermittent fasting, put it that way. So I'm still eating, I'm just doing intermittent fasting. 5 days, no food.
Yeah.
No water.
Yeah. I like to experiment.
That is definitely experimenting. That's like, Tock, did you lose the weight?
Yeah, but that wasn't just for weight loss. That was just mainly like weight loss, yeah. But I just wanted to see if I could do it.
Well, you
that was it.
And
oh yeah, at my chat, yeah. So obviously I lost a lot of weight and I felt really great. I felt really good. Couldn't exercise after like maybe day 3.
No, definitely good. No energy.
Yeah, but yeah.
Did you go back to bed early?
This was a couple of years ago now, so I can't remember. And the weird thing is I would watch a lot of, mukbangs.
Yeah.
It got me through watching people eat on YouTube. I can't explain it. I cannot explain the psychology of it, but it helped.
So, okay. So you know how you fasting for 5 days? Do you have to cook for anybody?
No, I don't believe I did. It would have been difficult. No, I don't think I did.
Okay. That's the thing, though, when you are fasting and then you have to cook for other people in the house.
Yeah.
Fasting,
yeah.
You know, obviously, with me, anyway, when I'm cooking, I like to taste the food.
Yeah.
So how are you cooking for somebody else and you can't eat that food?
So now I'm calling people over, come and taste this. Has it got enough salt or whatever? But it's not a 5-day dry fast. My usual 3-day fast. It's I've been doing it for so long. My fasting muscle is just stronger and stronger and stronger. So usually I'm fine. I do have my weak periods and I might just break. My YouTube channel shows all of my struggles. But yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Are you fasting at the moment as we're speaking?
No, I broke a little bit earlier. Yeah. So I was due to break my fast. So yeah. So yeah, I'm all right.
Okay. So your journey now on, obviously, you do the fasting for mental health and weight loss. Are you near your target of losing your weight?
No, ma'am. I'm 50 pounds off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do see myself reaching my goal weight this year. It's been years of struggling because of a lack of discipline.
Okay.
But I'm getting there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when you do that, you need to celebrate.
Yes, definitely. I'll wear a bikini through the streets. That's how I celebrate.
I got it. And I guess what I did it through fasting.
Yeah.
Okay. So with you on this journey of fasting, and then obviously you've got your YouTube channel, is anything else that you're currently doing, like aside that, like, or you want to do something else, like in a different way?
What do you mean in relation to fasting?
Yes.
No, I really just want to be healthy and reach my goal weight. I'm really interested in weightlifting and things like that. Mm-hmm. So that's something else that will be on my channel. But in relation to fasting, no. Even when I reach my goal, I think I'll still be doing fasting. But I won't be able to do the long fast because I'll get too small. But intermittent fasting, 1 meal a day, I still want to kind of show how you maintain weight or how you maintain health if you're eating more frequently.
Okay. All right. Now, I've got one more question for you before we have a little break. So, obviously, your background is as a nurse.
Yes.
And then, obviously, fasting is something that you do. Now, they don't really go hand in hand.
Nope.
So, how, obviously, being a nurse and seeing patients and knowing certain things that you see, that the fasting can help them.
Yeah.
Do you advise them or you don't say anything?
I say nothing. because obviously I'd want to,
Yeah.
but I know that I could lose my job if that's the advice I'm giving. I believe in it, but I know that society doesn't often, and so it's a battle. Yeah, it is difficult.
Yeah, understand. Okay, so we're going on the break, and again, listeners, if you want to ask her questions, go in the chat.
But what are the benefits?
Oh, that's a good question. Apart from weight loss, there's health, because a lot of the diseases we have, they're related to inflammation, and fasting reduces the inflammation. Arthritis, heart health, asthma, a lot of the things we suffer with is due to inflammation.
For us, really,
Yeah.
We've got 30 seconds.
Okay.
I'm going to go live now, yeah? The mic can be on now.
Okay, we are back. Cornelia Taylor in the house. So we've asked lots of questions to Radhia, and she's been very graceful and answering a lot of the questions. So shout out to Jamina. Thank you for your question. And we were going to come to that question as well. One of our last questions is, where can people find you?
Okay, so I'm mainly on YouTube and TikTok. So for YouTube, it's my name. I'll spell it. It's Radhia, Radhiya, and then the surname is double barrel. So it's Francis Riley, Francis hyphen. So that's that dash in the middle, and then Riley, Riley. And then TikTok is at r.f.riley.
Okay. So yes, guys, tune in. Make sure you watch her videos, comment on them. Like I said, she's very knowledgeable, so she can answer your questions. So don't be shy. Make sure you connect with her. Radhia, we're gonna finish now, but do you want to give one last advice or one message to anyone who's listening in any aspect, not necessarily to do with fasting, but in anything?
I'd say just whatever you want within reason, go for it. Don't accept excuses, any reason to not go for it. You can achieve, I really believe you can achieve anything you want to within reason. So yeah, just go for believe in yourself and go for what you want to go for and know your worth.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Radhia, for coming today.
You're welcome.
Been a pleasure. I'm sure you do many, many more now.
Maybe.
Not a virgin anymore.
No.
So yes, please tune in and follow Radhia.
It's all done.
Oh, brilliant.
So good. Need an oven, knife and matches. Yeah, dry fasting ain't good. I did it too. 7 days, no food or water.
Oh, wow.